Ever hear of a gift certificate that turns into a soft drink? Oh, it can happen this Halloween. When you give out McDonald's Halloween gift certificates, kids take them to McDonald's and they get a McDonald's soft drink. Oh, a book of 20 Halloween gift certificates costs only $1 and can turn into 20 regular soft drinks. It must be the magic of Halloween.
Nobody can do it like McDonald's can.
Nobody.
It's a gloomy day in my neighborhood.
Hey, Beetlebum! Off my grass!
Beetlebum? Moo this, moo! You old buzzard. Oh, it's a gloomy day.
Beetlebum, off my street!
Gonna be one of those days. Booga booga! Go rat on somebody else. Hey, now there's an outfit that's me. Figure so separately. Ta-da!
Skipping school, Mr. Bugjuice?
It's not Bugjuice. It's Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Uh-oh.
Race on my haunted highway. 2 monster trucks. Prepare yourselves. My evil eye is out to destroy you. Your blazing speed won't save you from my rolling eyeball. Take the lead on Suicide Squeeze. Bust him up on Dead Man's Curve. You must beat him and beat me. Escape my evil eye and win. New from Tyco, Haunted Highway, electric racing, battery not included. I've got my eye out for you.
Welcome to Mystery Mansion, where I've hidden $1 million for you to find. All you have to do is find the right clues. Perhaps my electronic organizer can help.
You found a clue.
Now, where could those precious millions be? Maybe in the study?
The money is not in the study.
Or maybe not. Ah, secret message. Well, you found the right clues, but you'll never find the money.
You found the money.
I'm rich!
Find your fortune in Mystery Mansion. It's just a game. Or is it?
Hi, I'm Dr. Dreadful, and this is the Dr. Dreadful Food Lab. Makes lots of gross things, and then you eat them. Dr. Dreadful's monster skin. Care for a tasty tarantula, fly, cockroach? You can make swarms. And now magic powder, stir, and... monster brains! Fruity. The Dr. Dreadful Food Lab makes gross things again and again. It's totally dreadful!
Ears. Well, Eagle, could be more disgusting. How about some bubbling boils and green glove? Now I'm losing my lunch.
Monster Face, the gruesome monster head you make and remake into the most monstrous monsters imaginable.
It's alive!
Then you bring it to life.
Now for the test. It worked!
Monster Face comes with everything shown here.
Check it out! You guys do something you want? Shut up, shut up.
You guys are so immature. Was that your sister? I'm not sure.
Get out of here! Play-Doh's Bug-Oozers oozing with fun.
We're creepy. We're freaky. We love to be real sneaky.
Gross!
Play-Doh's Bug-Oozers oozing with fun.
We're growing.
We're glowing.
Our hair is overflowing.
Play-Doh's Bug-Oozers oozing with fun.
Don't forget creepy crushers. We're scary. We're hairy. Out of the ordinary.
Bug-Oozers, creepy crushers oozing with fun.
Play-Doh Bug-Oozer comes with glow-in-the-dark Play-Doh. Creepy crushers and case of colors sold separately.
They're not for witches or guys in stitches. Wendy's Kids Meals are
Just for kids.
not for dogs or Sergeant Eye-Clops. Wendy's Kids Meals are
Just for kids.
not a fish named Mary or the Big and Hairy. Wendy's Kids Meals are
Just for kids.
and so is what's inside. These are weird, but you can make them even weirder. They're weird writers. One in every Wendy's Kids Meal. Even Clutch on 5.
These are weird. A haunted house. Wow, Kellogg's Smacks. Scary how I love those sweet little puffs of wheat. A mirror? I'll shine some light on this mystery. There they are. Hey, what the... Oh, my
pie, and I want a Smacks to be part of my complete breakfast.
But kids, you could help Big'em. Just connect the dots on the back of the box to see how he gets an A. And for helping, a free Big'em flashlight with mail-in certificate.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to another episode of We Grew Up Better, the nostalgic live stream where we wax poetic about all things yesteryear. Today's topic, or topics plural, is going to be Halloween / trick-or-treating, our experiences in the 80s and 90s growing up, and how pretty much it was a million times better than it is today. Wouldn't you gentlemen agree? Complete Geek TV, Adam and Jordan?
Definitely. 100%. First off, you went in there, you made your own costumes almost, not all the time, but a lot of the time. Just grab stuff put together. Now you go into a store and you're just like, let me grab this off the shelf, yeah. But then times have changed too, where you just, I used to ride my bike around the neighborhoods and trick or treat.
And we're not saying no kids ride their bikes or go trick or treating anymore.
No one does anymore.
But yeah, it definitely. I just feel like what I've heard from kids these days doesn't seem to be the same.
No, it's definitely not the trick-or-treating experience that Hollywood would lead you to believe anytime you watch a movie specifically made in the 90s, where kids are out trick-or-treating. It's like the entire city is out there in the neighborhood roaming the streets. It doesn't happen, especially after the pandemic. I think more and more people have just reserved themselves to not going out and doing that kind of thing.
Every year I'm hoping to see something similar to E.T., that scene.
Yep.
Where it's just like there's just thousands of kids in the
exactly. They're shoulder to shoulder, bumping into everybody.
I remember growing up.
Adam, good evening. Maijin says trunk or treat. Yeah, that is, or a lot of people I think
that is
transition to.
Yes, that
it's
is
a huge
big
thing
now.
You don't have to roam the entire neighborhood. You just go to a parking lot. To me, that takes a lot of the fun and stuff out of it.
I know that the chat's like a few seconds delayed, but Mike was probably saying that exact same
Nailed
thing.
it.
That's how I see Halloween.
And you're 100% correct. Seems safer / lazier. Hit the nail on the head. It's both of those. So I understand the appeal, but me growing up in the 80s and 90s, I walked all over the place, rode my Huffy, did both things. Like I earned that candy, man.
Yeah.
I put in the legwork, the miles, put in the miles to get that candy. But if you gentlemen had to guess, what do you think the percentage of Americans that participate in Halloween? We'll start off with some fun facts.
Percentage. That's a hard. I'm gonna say 70%. I don't think it's 100%.
Oh, I don't think.
What? Hold on. Are we counting like trunk or treats or?
Jordan always needs to know more specifics.
I'm going to the.
Just give me a number, Jordan.
I'm going to the church or the school, and they're having their little.
We don't know all
Halloween thing because like
70%.
If we're counting that, then yes, I think it's a high number.
I'm going like 43%.
Okay. So in 2019, the National Retail Federation found that 68% of Americans participated in Halloween, and 47% of that plan to buy Halloween candy. So
okay,
close enough. You're partially in that ballpark. If you gentlemen had to guess, what would be the most popular candy?
Reese's or Snickers.
I'm gonna say Reese's as well. I have a feeling that's probably.
Surprise! It's Skittles.
That's what I said.
Really?
Yep. Believe it or not, Skittles, according to the compiled sales data, Americans purchase on an average of 3.3 million pounds of rainbow candies called Skittles every Halloween. Second and third place were Reese's and M&M's. So
yeah,
makes sense.
I personally voted Reese's before I found this information out, so I was surprised, shocked almost. We had a guest. Matthew says Starburst.
Starburst
just says, Starburst is good. It's basically the same thing, only with a harder, shell outside.
Weren't those circus nuts those nasty marshmallow peanuts?
Oh yeah, we'll get to those. Those. All right, so everybody's probably heard the stories, the urban legends about poison Halloween candy, right?
Yep.
Well, did you know that there has been cases, but basically it all stems from a famous incident back in 1974 where Ronald Clark O'Brien knowingly gave his son Timothy some pixie sticks that were laced with cyanide.
Did you know that?
His son later died later that night. The father also drugged some more pixie sticks and gave it to his daughter and 3 other kids to make it seem like someone was randomly handing out poisonous candy, because he was basically trying to cover up the murder. None of the other kids ate it, but O'Brien was convicted of murder and received a death sentence. So that's where that whole thing
It's funny.
stems from.
I didn't know this until just like 3 days ago. My wife looked up and found that exact same story out, because she was like, I mean, I don't think people would do that, you know, and like and she was like, oh, so that's the real story, you know, like that's just messed up. That's
Imagine says razor blades and apples. I remember hearing that as a kid.
Yes, I remember hearing my mom would like freak out, was like, make sure you check the candy good before you eat it. Like,
I remember hearing was it like recently in the news? The news was like, oh my God, you know, there's people putting fentanyl in your kids' candy. I'm like, first of all, I don't think people understand, like, drugs are expensive.
Yeah, you think someone's spending all this money just to...
Drug dealers ain't giving drugs away for free to poison your kids. I mean, just, you know, actually think about that for a second when you're worried about everybody. It's like, oh my God, they're giving drugs out to kids. No, they're not. They're not giving the drugs away for free. Okay. Couple of Halloween candies that no longer exist that you might be familiar with. Brock's Dim Bones. I was a big fan of those. They're basically sweet tarts shaped with skeletons and you know, bones. Chicken dinner candy bar. I've never heard of that one.
Not heard of that one either.
Hershey's S'mores. I was a big fan of that one. That was pretty good. Cookies and cream Twix, Astro Pops, Nestle Wonder Balls. Wonder Balls were awesome. Almond and dark chocolate M&Ms are no longer available for Halloween consumption. They are discontinued. So there's that. And then last but not least, according to the Daily Burn, a standard pillowcase often used by children trick-or-treating in the 80s and 90s can hold up to 1,690 pieces of candy. Good load.
Doug, do you ever think you hit that point? Well, trick-or-treating. Do you think you got 1,000 pieces in a night?
I mean, there's 1 year I remember having at least 3/4 of the pillowcase full. Like it was heavy. Like I was having to carry it Santa Claus style, like over the shoulder. It was becoming arduous to lug underneath me.
So I didn't use a pillowcase that year, but I remember 1 year having like a Price Chopper, like grocery bag. I mean, that's similar size to a pillowcase. And that thing was full. I mean, it was packed.
Paper or plastic?
Paper.
Okay, well, those handles don't hold up very well.
No, you had to hold it. You had to hold it under the
had to cradle it.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start things off with some ancient Halloween PSAs to refresh everybody. If you know, we're all older now, maybe we forgot the do's and don'ts of Halloween. So let's find out from our good friend, the pumpkin guy. I forget his name.
Hey kids, here comes Peter Pumpkin.
Peter Pumpkin. It was right there.
Sure.
Wear a light-colored costume short enough so you don't trip. If you wear a mask, make sure you can see. Make it stagger. Don't crisscross the street. Call on one side, then the other. Parents, set boundaries, and it's time to be home. Carry a flashlight for extra safety. And let's all have a safe Halloween.
So first and foremost, did either of you guys trick-or-treat with a flashlight? Because I can tell you right now, I didn't.
No, I did not.
Yeah, I didn't either. That's something that's weighing me down. If I'm holding the flashlight, it means I can't hold candy. So get that crap out of there. So yeah, definitely.
I didn't follow any of those guidelines except for to have a safe Halloween.
Yeah, I
totally couldn't see through the mask either. So
couldn't see through the mask. I remember having face paint in my eyes, and you know, after the night, like it's smearing because I've been sweating because I've been running around the neighborhood. And one thing I want to call out, because this is very topical. It said, like, you know, find a safe time, you know, with your parents to come back, right? It said like 8 o'clock or whatever. That was the thing when I grew up. Like, mom and dad weren't babysitting and watching me. They were just like, hey, come back at this time, and you know, you're done. So it was like 9 or 10 o'clock was our curfew, and we had until whatever time we started. Was it like 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. depending on how dark it got. And then we were back. So like completely unsupervised. Obviously, you look back at that now and you're like, oh my gosh, you know, I can't believe people did that.
I know, it's crazy because like,
but that was the norm.
Yeah, and I've told you guys stories before of like, oh, my mom didn't let me do that as a kid. And my mom was, I mean, my parents were very protective and like almost helicopter parents sometimes. But weirdly, Halloween came around. We'd go to my cousin's house because he lived in this huge neighborhood. And she was just like, go we just
See ya. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Jordan came home at 2 in the morning, and she was like,
Yeah.
you know,
Smell
drunk.
the booze.
Yeah. It's like, I'm free.
Yeah.
No, but no, for real. Like, I mean, it was just I remember me and my cousin every year just on Halloween, we just went out and just went through the entire neighborhood, as many houses as we could possibly hit.
Imagine says, when candy ran out, houses and lights turned off, it's over, and that was
Yeah,
the thing. Like we
that
wandered
was-
around until we were striking out more than we could see. Like, we looked down the entire street, we're like, oh God, no one's got a porch light on. We're like, I guess it's time to hoof it on home. So that's what we did. But other than that, it was the same old. Nothing really changed during my adolescence as far as Halloween PSAs. But let's hear from one more source of reliable information, none other than Garfield.
Well, he knows some stuff.
National Safety Council have some tips for a safe Halloween. Wear brightly colored costumes, short enough to prevent tripping.
I'm wearing this orange cat costume.
Use face makeup or wear masks that are easy to see out.
Same information.
Trick or treat in daylight. And
What if you don't want to wear a bright?
I love how that guy's like so shocked.
I know.
What are you doing here?
Did he just say trick or treat in daylight?
He may have. Let me go back.
Trick or treat in daylight. And
Oh, boo.
Yeah, no, that's not trick or treating.
Sorry, but no.
Only give or accept tightly wrapped candy.
And use proper trick-or-treating etiquette. Gimme.
Give me. Yeah.
I really like the whole don't accept unwrapped. What is this?
Yeah. It's a half-eaten Tootsie Roll, sir.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah, they were the true champions of Halloween. It says I love the neighbors who gave out handfuls of candy instead of one piece.
Yeah.
Because every house is different. It didn't like you'd go up and they're like, oh, they got the good stuff in the bowl, and they're like, here's a piece, and I'm like, no, sorry, that ain't cutting it. I want handfuls, claw game style, handfuls, drop it in the bag.
This is not going to sound very 80s or 90s because it happened last year. But so Adam and I actually live next door to each other, and I remember last year I was over at Adam's house, and we were all just hanging out at one house, and so we put candy out on our porch. So if kids came to our house, it wasn't just a house that wasn't giving out candy too. There's some at that house, and we see these kids come by, and like we have a Ring doorbell, and it buzzes on my phone. And I'm looking at the thing, and I see them take one, and I like talked through the intercom thing, and I was like, you can have more than one if you want. It's 9 p.m. I don't think many other kids are coming by. And they went and just dumped, and I was like, okay, I didn't mean take the entire bucket.
You set yourself up for that one.
There might still be some kids coming. I didn't mean just empty it out,
or take the bucket.
And then you got flipped off by a 6-year-old. That's good stuff. Good stuff. That was always awkward. I don't know about you guys, but did you, when you were growing up, encounter a lot of those houses that like left the bowl out there unsupervised and it was like a sign, or it's just like the honor system? You were just supposed to just
take one piece.
I only encountered that maybe like once or twice, like my entire childhood. Everything else was like literally either somebody on the porch waiting for you, or knock on the door. There, the bowl was inside. Like, here you go.
And
not a lot of people just setting it up.
And that's another thing. Is like, I mean, I apparently was one of those people last year. My reasoning was because I was at Adam's house, not because I was trying to not see kids or do anything. But like, but no, no one ever just put it outside. When you went to a that door opened, unless they weren't home, and they might have also had kids or gone over to someone's house, to trick or treat. But like, for the most part, the door opened and you got candy.
Yeah,
you didn't just walk up and grab a bowl.
Every once in a while, there was that curmudgeon old man that thought he was being funny. It was like, what's your trick? And you're like, what? Quit trying to make this a thing, guy. Just fill the sack and we'll go. I got to read this comment from Matthew. It says, I still drive by the house that gave me a full-size Snickers with a slow nod of approval. Yep. There was always, whether you experienced it firsthand or you heard about it secondary at school the next day or week or whatever, there was always somebody that was giving out full-size candy bars, and they were legendary.
Yeah.
You always wanted to be around them. You always wanted to follow suit and find them. And,
it was like that rich person in the neighborhood that bought a house way under their means and had too much money to know what to do with.
Yep.
So let's buy the big candy for the kids. I appreciate
Judge
that.
Gamer says, I want to be COOLTOY for Halloween this year. I mean, all you need to do is throw on your hat, turn around backwards, and you're done.
What about the hair?
Yeah, I mean, shove it all up into the hat. It's
grow out the hair.
Yeah. I think I get to cut my hair at the end of this month finally, so that'll be good.
Nice.
I've been anxious for that. Kids stole ours last year. I didn't care. I mean,
Oh, well, there you go.
it's one way to get rid of the candy. But speaking of candy, all right. So I already saw some comments, but let's go around. Top 5 candies. You guys want to start off? Top 5 candies you were looking forward to in your bag every single Halloween.
Okay. I would have to say, do you guys remember? I mean, they're still around. The Sour Punch straws.
Yeah.
This is rare. Occasionally, you'd get like individual, like they were like about that.
Yeah, I was about to say they're pretty
Sour Punch.
small.
Yeah, and they were like individually wrapped. I loved those.
I can't think of what those are off the top of my head.
No, so like they were before Sour
Is that your
Patch
number
Kids
one?
were like a big deal. That's my number one.
Oh,
I love
wow,
those.
okay.
I really liked Jolly Ranchers
Mm-hmm.
and Nerds.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of any others.
Push Pops, Ring Pops.
Oh, Ring Pops, of course. I loved Ring Pops.
Is that your top 5 though?
Yeah, I'd put Ring Pops in
okay,
there.
all right.
Okay, I grew up not liking chocolate very much. I remember being very young and eating really, really nasty chocolate pudding one time, like as a little kid.
Probably sugar-free.
The chocolate pudding.
It might have been expired, but either way, it kind of turned me off of chocolate almost for the rest of my life. So I've been very I'll eat chocolate. I like milk chocolate at times or in things, but not really chocolate by itself ever. So I was never a big fan of like Hershey's or Snickers or things. Like I was very picky. I was okay with. I'm gonna put 3 Musketeers on the list as well because that was the candy bar I did.
That fills up your time.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. You want me to go? Or you want to go?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So I'm gonna go number 5, Almond Joy. I was probably a weird kid.
That
with
is weird.
Number 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
No one likes almond.
Never would have guessed that. Never would have guessed that.
Number 4, Reese's Peanut Butter Cup.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, Peanut M&Ms. Number 2, Gobstoppers. Man, if you gave me Gobstoppers, you were the house.
Good.
You were the Number 1, Butterfinger. And honorable mentions: Snickers, Nerds, Cat, and Spree.
Wait.
Nice.
Yeah.
I thought you didn't have a number 1.
I did. That was peanut butter.
Yeah.
Butterfinger. I mean, Butterfinger.
Oh, I thought you said that was number 2. And then you went honorable mention. I was like, where?
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So mine was Reese's Peanut Butter Cup number 1, Nerds number 2, Sweet Tarts number 3, Snickers number 4, and Skittles number 5. And then honorable mentions would be things like Ring Pops, Push Pops, Fun Dip or whatever, like where you got the weird.
Fun Dip.
I liked what did I put on there last? I'd like to put Fun Dip. No, Fun Dip was
Fun Dip's so good.
Fun Dip goes on my list. You could take off all of them except for the Sour Punch.
So we got a comment right here that says Almond Joy is terrible, Adam. So
I'm sorry, I don't know what it was.
Nerds and Runts. I always liked Runts
Nerds.
minus
I
the
like
banana.
Runts too. Yeah.
Yes.
I hated the banana. Same
the
thing with
banana.
like Starburst. Anytime you get a yellow Starburst, trash. Sorry,
Yep.
just get rid of that thing. Milky Way, you don't see that very often. It's it's overshadowed by like Milky Way / Mars. The two the companies that own 90% of the candy companies that exist today. But like no one ever eats a Milky Way or a Mars bar anymore. Chick O Stick, those are pretty good.
They're good.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
All right.
They remind me a lot of Butterfinger.
I think I had. I might have had images for the worst.
I love it. I'm so excited to go to the most disappointing.
Yeah. So these are just my. Yeah. Let me pull this up real quick.
I'm curious.
Can I mention that it's probably not on the worst list because a lot of people like it, but I have a love-hate relationship with it. And
Go for it.
Milk Duds, one because they were more milk chocolate, so it was something I was okay with. It wasn't terrible, like I did enjoy the taste, but they could be so sticky that they would
it's just one solid ball.
Yeah, you like take a bite and then your jaw's like stuck together. Really,
you basically look like a canine when you're doing that. I just like something. Yeah, it's hard to put those down.
All right, let me get my screens back in order. Okay, so this is my top 5 worst or whatever. So feel free to tack on. Waxed lips, like This was always in my Halloween bag, some way, shape, or form, and like I don't even remember who was giving them out, but I just remember going through like the candy pile when I got home and going, "The hell is this? This is." Who thought this was a great idea? Why? Horrible. Awful. My God. I wanted to do harmful things to the person that was handing this out. Wax lips.
And I'm
Worst thing ever.
Cherry. Come on, people.
Yeah.
You'd
And
put it in
then
your mouth, be like, "What?" Okay.
closely associated.
There it is. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Closely associated wax bottles.
Weirdly,
Again,
I kind of like these.
I don't know whose bright idea it was to give children wax, edible wax, paraffin wax, no doubt. I mean, it's just like, hey, we got a bunch of paraffin wax and we don't know what to do with it. Hey, let's just package it up and sell it to kids and call it Halloween candy.
Let's put some milk and
goodness.
popsicle in it. That's what.
That was a huge upgrade over that lips, though. We'll say that.
Always had at least one of those in the bag. Yep. Classic wacko wax. Yeah. Clove flavored wax lips. Awful. And then I don't know what these things are called.
It's on my list.
Oh,
I know what they're called.
Do you? Okay, I've never known what they're called, but
Jane peanut butter kisses.
They were terrible.
They're terrible. Whoever put
Terrible.
Yeah, it's the worst thing ever.
It's not taffy per se, and it's not fudge, and it's not. It's like it tries to be so many different things and fails at all of them. It's just It's like somebody left peanut butter in the freezer for like an hour, and then brought it out. So it's like not soft enough to really like, but it's still not hard enough to like be a hard. It is just terrible. I don't know what they are, but
I'm mad about it.
Yeah. Mary Jane, terrible. Agreed. But yeah, they're a staple. You'll see them. I hope to God, whatever company made it, because like that's another thing. Like I don't know who made them because it was an undescript wrapper every single time. Like,
Mary
I hope
Jane.
they're out of business. I
I
hope
know,
they're gone. Hope they went belly up. Raisins. Don't have a problem with them other than Halloween.
Yeah,
But
that's
there
not
was always,
candy.
Yeah,
That's
there was
fair.
always somebody every Halloween handing out the little fun size box of raisins, and I'm like, God dang you.
You'd always see him grab that box and starts putting it in the bag too, and you're trying to be nice, be like, "Thank you," and like, and you're just like, "Yeah,
I
and
don't
you're just
care,
like,
lady.
You're just like,
Yeah.
I don't want that. You're filling up
Or
you're taking up-
pennies or toothbrushes or dental floss kits. Like I've seen it all growing up, but like this one made me mad because I'm like, look, quit trying to steal your wholesome values and give me the chocolate, give me the sweets, give me the sugar. Last but not least for me, friggin' circus peanuts.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They're terrible.
Just awful.
Luckily, I never got those in my bag, I don't think, which is good.
Yeah.
They're
So
terrible.
that was my top 5 worst ones. You guys have any
I had some.
you want to add?
I have something to kind of add that you just said a second ago. Someone trying to force their wholesome eating habits on someone else. What does it take to get to that point? Because while I don't really care as much, my wife is like super healthy and doesn't want to eat anything that isn't natural, but she still gives the kids normal canned candy Halloween. She's not depriving the children, even our daughter, from candy. Like, it's like, at what point do you get where you're just like, nope,
Where you have
kids
lettuce
that
wraps
the
and
kids that come by
salads in
aren't
your-
getting the good candy either. Like,
I don't know what pushes the person over the edge that, you know, they feel like they have to drag everybody down, but
So
candy corn. Oh, hang on before you say it.
No,
So
you're
candy corn's a weird thing. So statistically, it is voted the most awful Halloween candy by the same people that had Skittles as number 1. So you take that for what it's worth. I personally like candy corn. I know I'm probably in the minority of that, but like it is definitely a love-hate. There's not a whole lot of in between for candy corn.
Yeah,
it's one of those things. It's like
it's on my top 5. Top 5 disappointing.
Yeah,
Go
but
for
it's one
it.
of those
All
things.
right.
It's like it's Halloween time, so it kind of makes sense to still eat it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'll eat it. Like there, I have reasons behind why I'm so disappointed. Of course, the Mary Jane penises I did not like. Okay, people may disagree. Tootsie Rolls. I was always upset about it.
Tootsie Rolls?
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
never. I always skip
why?
those.
Yeah.
Tootsie Roll by themselves are fine, but like in comparison to the smorgasbord that is the Halloween candy sack, you
Yeah.
got your Snickers, like it looks so lackluster by comparison.
Yes.
So like it falls very, very, very far. It's
No,
like the
but-
last thing that gets eaten in my bag.
Yeah, like I'm the one that's like, here's my mixture of chocolates and then my candies. Like you like to mix it up. You don't want just all chocolate, all candy.
Yeah.
But then it's like, then there's Tootsie Roll, and you're like, why? Went the extra good chocolate, or you just went. But anyways, she kisses. Get that out of my bag. I just don't want. You know what I mean? It's too generic for Halloween. Candy corn, and This is my number one. Is freaking double bubble. I was because to me,
it's not associated with Halloween.
No, double bubble's like the nasty gum you basically get out of cars.
Yeah,
it's like dry the whole time. You're just like, okay,
it's good for all 4 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, or at a baseball game.
Yeah, that was the thing. Like our high school baseball coach would buy like the 5-gallon bucket or whatever from like Sam's Club, and he would bring it into the dugout, and I would sit there and put like as many pieces as I could just to be obnoxious.
Yep.
And I'd be in the outfield blowing this bubble the size of my head, and he would just be screaming from the dugout, "Stop blowing bubble gum! Damn it, we're trying to play a game."
Dude, your jaw would hurt so bad.
Oh, it did. It was the worst.
I was like, it was hard as a rock until you got a good 20 chews in there.
Yeah.
And at that point, the taste was gone.
Yeah. You thought you got punched in the face the next morning, then you realized it was from chewing the gum the day before. But yeah. Yep. Nope.
Yep. Mace Windu, have to agree with you. Big League Chew was much better for Little League. Absolutely. For sure. But keeping with the Halloween theme, let's look at some old school classic candy commercials. 1981 Hershey's.
Adam wouldn't have liked this.
I was for my trick-or-treat candy.
I love this commercial.
Wow, Hershey boys, Mr. Good Boy.
That is not realistic.
No. Whatever house is doing that,
Yeah,
I'm hanging out. Yeah.
That's some more. Sure. Let me go ask my mom.
And he goes to the door.
Yeah, calm down, greedy kid. You so much just went in that bag. How about we get some more?
Do you have any more? He just gave you 36
I
candy bars,
know,
you jerk.
Not only that, the full size ones.
Ungrateful. Jeez.
By the way,
Louise.
how did the smaller ones get called fun size? That's not fun.
So I saw it today, and I'm gonna just butcher this fact, but I want to say it was the Mars company was the first one to do the fun size thing. They tried to make it to where nobody else could, so where they had like the patent on it, and they lost a court battle, and everybody else is like, yeah, we can do fun size too. But for whatever reason, they're like, aha, we're gonna be the only ones to make miniature micro candy bars. I'm like,
that's a slap in the face.
Yeah. And then calling it fun size.
Yeah, no, it's not fun. You know, it's fun.
Carl, candy was 150% bigger than it is today, and yeah, you're not wrong there. Things have definitely miniaturized and shrunk for good or worse. Whoa, whatchamacallit? They still make that candy bar? I believe they do. It's literally one of my wife's favorite. And like every once in a while, I'll find like some podunk gas station that has it. And it's probably been sitting there for 6 years, but I'll buy it. I'm like, here you go, found one.
Yeah, candy doesn't expire though.
No, and that's so being somebody that literally used to run a grocery store, we'd always order the Halloween candy months in advance, and it shows up and it always has a coded expiration date. It's not your normal sell by. It's like letters and numbers. It's a secret code that literally you have to have a key to decipher. That the whole purpose is so you resell it the next year and the next year and the next year. Like they don't want you to send it back. They don't want you to return it. They want you to keep it for next year. So that's why they're like, oh, you'll look at it and you'll go, oh, this is not expired. It probably is. And that's why they also got rid of doing topical like advertisements. So like I remember Snickers one Halloween had like a Spider-Man 3 ad on the bag, and yeah, they really quickly realized that, oh wait, that kind of gives it away that this is old candy.
Interesting.
Yep.
That's really interesting.
So 1986, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
Something incredible was created. The great taste of pure milk chocolate and delicious peanut butter. Unfortunately, no one would listen.
The forehead on an old Frankenstein's monster there.
He tried to tell him, man, back in the 1700s.
Frankenstein.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. So first of all,
he's just trying to help people with their candy. Like, look, this is good.
Can't help but notice the 1986 packaging for Reese's is stark contrast with what we get today and have been getting for 20 plus years.
Box.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I remember, it's always been the thin package, not an actual box. The only thing that ever came in a box was like, I don't know, the king size, whatever. And even then, it switched to the long sleeve package. Mace, I do remember these. So symphony bars, my grandparents always ate them, and that was the same thing. I always associate them with older people. Like
I don't know what those are.
It has like a khaki beige wrapper, and yeah.
I don't think I've eaten them, but I remember like the look.
Mm-hmm.
I know I've seen them.
Yep. Willy Wonka
He did
just
look
cried.
like Bill Hader. Frankenstein.
He did. Halloween was the best in the 80s and 90s, and we will 100% agree with you. I mean, he did look way too much like Bill Hader there. 1986, Twix. Let's see what they have to say.
Tell me the formula for conditional probability.
Symbolism and conflict between Ahab and Ishmael. Oh, that's what makes it so moving.
First of all, I don't remember ever seeing a Twix commercial in. It's been 20 years.
Do you remember this?
No.
I'll never forget this song when they used to show this.
Yeah, day bow,
yeah,
bow. Because it's Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yep.
Yeah, 100%. Chicka-baka, day bow, bow. Never gets old. Then we got Skittles. You remember those Halloween costumes where it was literally just like a nose, mouth thing, and a string? Like McDonald's and Burger King would give those away, I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Short and sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And then I always associate McDonald's with Halloween because of their awesome tie-ins. These are one of my favorite tie-ins ever. McNugget Buddies.
Dude, I don't know why, but I absolutely loved that Happy Meal.
Yep.
It was just fun to mix and match the stupid costume.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Exactly. They even call it out, mix and match. So every year I pull out a large assortment of McNugget Buddies from storage because I literally have every single one ever released, and half of them don't fit the costumes anymore because I've switched them around so many times. But like, man, these things are the best.
They're awesome.
They are. Like, this is, hey, McDonald's, this is what we want back.
Yes.
We want these type of retro nostalgic toys back. We don't want this four-eyed crap they did with the cactus plant flea market or whatever. The boo pails, okay, I'm all right with that. Still wish they had lid, but I've got 2 out of 3 so far. Me and the wife have went out there and got those.
I tried.
Sadly, in the year like 2047, there's going to be someone doing a live stream about how they grew up better with that four-eyed crap you were just talking about.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be for
Major
us.
says commercials are now just medicine and insurance. Yeah.
That is true. That is so true. I was just about to say, where's all the good commercials anymore?
Liberty. If I have to see another Liberty commercial,
I used to enjoy commercials as a kid, and now I do everything I can to avoid commercials at all costs.
I 1,000% agree with this comment right here. Whoever discovered adding peanut butter to chocolate needs a Nobel Prize. I remember. Yeah. I mean, like Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, they did like a commercial talking about like the peanut butter and the chocolate being in a car, and they in a car crash and they meld together.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. But either way, it's perfection personified. McDonald's also gave away free ice cream cone, and I was able to take my kids to get it a few years ago, but they don't do it anymore. Bring it back, McDonald's. No crap.
Yeah,
I mean,
talking about the mini car. I
yeah,
all the time.
Remember those?
Like this big.
Fun fact: we lived on this gravel road, and McDonald's was about maybe it's 4 miles away from my house. And I swear, as a kid, we'd ride our bike down this gravel road onto this main road all the way there, and I'd just go there and be like, "Can I have a free cone and a ice water?" And then drive all the way there just for fun.
Yeah, I totally did that same type of thing.
I know.
And then in my teenage years, it was we would skate over to the McDonald's skateboard, and we could get like a 42 ounce. I think it was the largest cup they had at the time for 49 cents. It was like, give me a 42 ounce Dr. Pepper. Here's 50 cents.
Yeah,
peace out. And we'd get all sugar high and go skate and jump downstairs and break our ankles. You know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Those were the days. Those were the days.
Doing it.
That's how you did it.
Yep. And of course, we got to talk about the pails.
What are you making?
Sauce. This is one of my favorite commercials of all time.
Mine too, man.
Yeah.
Better be good. It'll be great.
Does your daddy have a recipe?
Oh, she got jokes.
Now you can get McDonald's Happy Meal pails for Halloween. There's a pumpkin pail, a witch, and a ghost.
That's such a good commercial.
It is.
You can get a different one each week until
Halloween.
So good. Dude, those McNugget buddies.
They're the best. Like I said, I'm super excited. The Boo Pails are back. Like I said, again, bummed that they don't glow in the dark. They don't have the lid, but still, you're on the right track, McDonald's. Just maybe a little closer back to that nostalgic. But May says our town getting McDonald's was life altering. Probably is waste altering too. That's the downside of the fast food and convenience. It's just so easy.
I know it's true.
Dirt. And I mean, it used to be dirt cheap. Now it's like, hey, if you don't have a coupon, it's $13 for a large extra value meal.
It's not
I was like,
much
wait a
different.
minute, when did that happen? I always love me some Simpsons classic 90s Butterfinger association for Halloween. It's a shame we don't get Butterfinger commercials with the Simpsons anymore. I mean, the Simpsons have been going for 30 plus years. Butterfinger's still made. Like, why are they not advertising anymore?
I think is it season 33 right now?
Yeah.
Something like that. It's crazy.
Something like that. Sounds about right. Peanut buttery Butterfingers.
So good.
And then the tagline, of course, nobody better lay a finger on my Butterfinger. Love it. One company that doesn't ever shy away from a Halloween commercial. This is one of the few things you'll see in between medicine and insurance commercials is M&M's. M&M's seems to always have a Halloween commercial and a Christmas commercial every year.
Some glow-in-the-dark bags. This is the best costume ever. I'm a pirate. No. Spaceman? No.
It's weird how, man.
I'm
telling you, the advertising really worked on us as kids because I see, like, even thinking about them, like glow in the dark. I don't know why that's so cool. It just is. They did glow in the dark. McDonald's, get your pails back.
I didn't even care that much for M&M's, but I loved their commercials growing up.
Yeah, classic Christmas M&M. They do exist.
Yeah,
with Santa Claus. Yeah, I was about to say
thing.
It's ingrained in my head for sure. And I remember seeing the Snickers commercial for sure. It was a big.
Hello, Mrs. Jensen.
Have you seen this?
You don't have any Snickers in your shopping cart.
No.
The neighborhood kids love Snickers on Halloween. Let me help you.
I like the face rub.
Yeah.
I'm only helping.
We're definitely going to her house.
This Halloween,
That's good, isn't it?
That's incredible.
I'm only helping.
I love the store, how it has like a 16-foot section of Snickers that's 5 shelves tall. It's just nonstop.
It's pretty great. It's basically the kids dressed up as Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah, Mrs. Doubtfire. And then right after that, they're gonna go sneak into an R-rated movie and then go to the liquor store.
I don't remember that commercial, but that's great. That's what we need more of. We need more of those commercials because that was wonderful.
It back. They should come back every year. I 100% agree. All right, before we talk costumes of yesteryear and current year, gentlemen, you want to let the people know about a giveaway that we'll be doing at the end of the episode?
We figured since we won't be doing an episode on Monday, since it is going to be Halloween, that we would do a fun game of trick or treat here today. So we're going to give away a $25 gift certificate to the winner if you do win. So we'll do a trivia question. You have to pick between 3 pails, and you might be a winner or get a little trick.
You might get a trick or a treat.
You be the judge.
And just
you
decide. Doug,
you
you're
decide.
muted. You're muted, Doug.
Sorry, sorry. It could be one of those classic Peter Griffins. Do you want to go with door number 1 that has a race boat, or door number 2? And he's like, door number 1, speedboat. Door number 2, And he's like, Peter, go with the speedboat. He's like, you don't know what's behind door number 2. It could be a speedboat.
Yeah.
So definitely stay tuned to the end of the episode. But gentlemen, let's talk Halloween costumes. First of all, obviously we can't mention classic Halloween costumes without acknowledging the horrible Ben Cooper Halloween costumes where you got a trash bag and a plastic mask with a elastic band string. That was like the staple of the 70s, 80s, and the start of the 90s before companies really started giving people an opportunity to actually look the part. But I mean, if you're in the chat, yay or nay, have you ever worn a classic Ben Cooper or Ben Cooper style Halloween costume where it was like the just garbage printed sack and then the plastic face thing? I know I did. Gentlemen, did you guys wear one of those?
You're talking like the material was so plasticky, like it was almost
Yeah,
garbage.
I mean,
Not
it really
legit.
felt like a trash bag.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
But
I didn't know what brand it was, but I feel like I remember probably wearing something like that. We made a lot of our costumes.
I don't actually think I did
about
just
it.
because my mom just went to town on.
Mike says those things were horrible, but they literally had everything, and they did. I mean, every character or an IP that was famous at the time, they were the ones that had it. So yeah, you would have like entire classrooms full of these kids, and every once in a while there'd be like the mom who made the witch costumes, so she would stick out like a sore thumb. But it would be just like row of kids in the 70s, 80s. They're just these Ben Cooper costumes. It was just it. Tilting T Pinball says, my mom dressed me as a California raisin with a trash bag, purple face paint, and oversized sunglasses with white gloves. Hey, there you go.
That is awesome.
That's pretty creative. I like that.
Yep.
Yeah. And not just for Halloween, they were for play too, says the costumes. But let's go ahead and start. Gentlemen, you'll have to give me the rundown on these costumes because these are some of yours. So what are we looking at here?
Okay, so this was me. I'm not sure what age I was, but so I was Robin Hood, and specifically
Disney Robin Hood.
Disney Robin Hood, because if you can tell, I've got the boots and the
I didn't know what this was looking
back.
at, but the moment you said that,
if you like around my shoulder, that thing hanging down, I'm pretty sure is the bow.
Okay.
So yeah, this was Robin Hood, the Disney Robin Hood.
Were those actually your boots or your mom's?
No boots.
Those are.
I mean, they're huge. They had to be probably my mom or dad's.
That's
or
great. I mean, there's two costumes of where my
they look like the Napoleon Dynamite boots.
Yeah, they do. That's 100% what I thought of. The Space Moon boots, whatever.
And clearly, we're watching Spider-Man.
I was getting ready to say it looks like Spider-Man with a surfboard in his arm or something. Like, I don't know what.
It might have been
about this picture.
It might have been Spider-Man with a surfboard.
Yeah, or like a boogie board or something like that. All right, so next image. What are we looking at?
Okay, so this is one of the more interesting ones.
Brianna told me about this.
So this is you as what, little orphan Annie?
Just a girl.
Just a girl.
I think I found the wig somewhere and was like, this would be. I mean, I would say I was like, maybe like 8 years old here. And when you're for Halloween, you go as something you are not, and I was not a girl, so I was like, this will be funny. Everyone will think it's so hilarious. And I remember this year, this is one of the only years I didn't actually trick or treat.
So you just dressed in drag for sake of it? Okay.
Yeah, for the fun of it. No.
Did you put on the lipstick or someone else?
I don't remember, but
you did a good job. You stayed in lines.
I think I actually left out. My mom sent me multiple of these ones, of course, because she thinks it's hilarious.
Why'd you leave out?
I left out one of the pictures where I'm turned to the side, and I had
this
silhouette. No, I was just walking,
Bernadette Peters.
But you can tell that I had put balls in my shirt to look like I had boobs.
You technically did have balls.
No, I remember. So I remember where we were. We're at our church. Church used like a they called it Fall Fun Fest, but basically it was kind of like a trunk or treat type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember we were there that year, and there was this thing called Royal Rangers, which was basically like Boy Scouts. It was pretty much the same curriculum as Boy Scouts, but it placed at like churches back in the 90s. And I remember the troop leaders saw me and kind of like double taked and looked. And when he finally realized it was me, he goes, "Please don't tell anyone you're in Royal Rangers." Like it was like embarrassed. Like I can't believe you came to this thing dressed like that.
we don't want you. We're not claiming you.
Yeah.
Real quick, I got a comment on Double Down's comment because we had a CRT TV just like that with the, in the cabinet, and I remember it broke, and then this is kind of like a stand. Yeah, you just threw the new CRT right on top.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it said. It's hilarious.
Yep.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Yep.
All right. So what are we looking at here?
So I believe this is the same year as
Robin Hood.
Robin Hood, just without the mask.
Okay.
Right now.
Okay. I was about to say it looked like the same costume.
Yeah. What do we? I think on the left is my cousin Kyle as Batman. That looks like him. What do
That's
we
a pretty
got?
sweet Batman.
Yeah, that I know.
Yeah.
That's a pretty sweet Batman.
All right, and then we got this one.
This one is I am a dinosaur, and those are my sisters. My older sister, who is now married to Adam, and my younger sister Alyssa, who is a convict. Apparently, my motor. Okay.
I love how I like put the 5 o'clock shadow on the child.
I know that too.
Yeah.
Which
Matthew
I believe
says my mom made a horrible hobo costume for me one year. I mistakenly told people I was dressed as a homo. They sounded the same to 13-year-old me. Still never went to Lake Hohenroe Hills.
That's great. Jordan, I want to say you made a very convincing dinosaur.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you're the cutest little Godzilla ever.
I don't remember that year at all.
Well, you should have.
I had to be I had to be real young.
Yeah. The only retro one I had access to.
Go back. Sorry.
Right.
I love how this had to be list. Look, did you notice that they had to write that on there? Angel.
Yeah.
Convict dinosaur.
Yeah.
Just for anyone that didn't know, that was an angel. Anyway.
In case anybody didn't know, yeah.
I just saw that. All right. Sorry.
Yeah, right. The only old one I had access to is the Ninja Turtle one that I showed a couple episodes back. Like I said, my mom was like, "Hey, stare into the sun and let me take your picture." But like I said, that's the classic Ben Cooper style costume. Like I said, where it feels like you're just wearing like a tarp /
it's a sweatsuit.
raincoat. Yeah, sweatsuit. I mean, they didn't breathe at all.
No.
And then little costume there. I did for sure have a He-Man one, and this is exactly what it looked like as a kid.
That's awesome.
Like I said, didn't have any access to pictures of him. Another thing I remember growing up, I was this Power Ranger costume. This isn't me, but I was for sure this exact same costume. It was a little better that it wasn't the trash can. It was actually like, the itchy polyester, but it had like nothing but the Velcro closure in the back, but you still had the plastic mask with the string. And then recent in the last 10 years, I've been Marty McFly.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Been a Ghostbuster. I put on a children's like onesie dinosaur costume where I just cut the. I don't think so, because this is like several years after Mulan. But like I couldn't raise my arms; it was so tight. And then I went to work afterwards, and I caught a shoplifter wearing said outfit, and I also had some house shoe slippers that were like dinosaur feet. So I got in a fight with a shoplifter wearing this costume, wearing nothing but house shoe slippers. And then the cop showed up to take him to jail, and they looked at me and like, "The hell's wrong with you? You're fighting people dressed like a child?" I'm like, yes, I am.
I stopped him, didn't I?
Oh, how many years? How long ago was that?
Oh, that was probably 10, 12 years.
Were you a black belt at that time?
No, I was a white belt. I was just beating people up.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
But you were
made a Rufio costume.
That's legit.
That is a legit Rufio costume.
I even went purposely with the midriff. Edward Scissorhands. My brother was Macho Man Randy Savage. And then one year I had the horrible idea to ride my motorcycle to work wearing a Spider-Man mask underneath my helmet. And then like 2 blocks away from my house, I quickly realized I couldn't see crap. And I had like a 20-mile ride on my motorcycle to work. And it was like the most fearsome, terrible thing ever, because I couldn't see and I couldn't like pull over and I couldn't take it off because I already had my helmet off. So yeah, lots of terrible decisions on my part regarding that Halloween costume.
That's good, man.
I dressed up like an entire action figure side in Toys R Us. Yeah. Oh my friend got robbed at gunpoint by a guy dressed as Spider-Man. He said he felt like an idiot telling the police Spider-Man robbed him. Oh, good stuff. Good and terrible, mind you, but it's a great story, assuming he
at least
shot.
has that. He at least has that.
Yeah, still a better costume than a Teletubby.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we got some more costumes. All right, so what are we looking at here, guys?
This was Adam's.
Honestly, I just threw this in there. That's not me. It's actually my brother's. It's just good.
If you watch our channel, his brother Victor is on it a lot as well.
But yeah, so apparently, like I said, they went with a combination of Goonies and E.T. That's a flash E.T. with the face.
I think it was meant to just be E.T., right?
It's horrifying.
Yes.
Should we go next one?
Yeah, sure. And once again, I just wanted to give another shout. This is my other brother Clint, because I thought this costume was incredible. The chef from Muppets.
Yeah.
He stayed in character the whole time. That was just great. I don't know why he had to bring
It's spot on.
Show who he was, but yeah. Anyways, so I'll get into some of this here with this, but
wait.
Yeah, you go.
Oh, okay.
All right. So to explain this,
is this one you?
Yeah.
I was about to say I don't know what I'm looking at.
I didn't have a costume, and it came to crunch time, and my mom was like, "I have a great idea." She wanted to take us to this costume contest. She's like, "Winner gets this $50 gift card. You get to get a $50 gift card if you win." Like, all right. So she came up with Red Baron from Snoopy, and I was just like, I don't want to be Red Baron. That doesn't sound fun at all. I barely know the character. It didn't sound fun. She's like, but I can make it look great. And I just remember I was so disappointed when I first came. And she's like, will you pose? And I just threw up this dumb pose because I was like very upset at the time. And if you go to the next picture, I think is that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell what you were holding, so now it makes sense because you have the plane.
But you know what? Guess what? I got first place and won the $50 gift card. I remember this attitude very much changed, but yeah, I was pretty disappointed at first. So that's why I had to throw it in there.
I mean, you do look like the Red Baron because,
Right.
and I say that as somebody who's consumed numerous Red Baron pizzas. Yeah, I mean,
you had to throw
get
the
it.
Snoopy thing in there to really play the part.
Really sell it.
Yeah. This is
Jack
my
Skellington.
mom literally made this entire thing. Like she took
That's
the
nice.
material,
She did a good job.
sewed dirt. She took 2 safari hats, cut off the bill, glued them together. Took material to make the eyes. I could not see anything.
I was about to say,
yeah,
what
at
are
least
the
20
eyes? Is
well, at
it
least
like
20
pantyhose or?
And this was that was also a 30-degree night. It just felt like my testicles were just out in the open, and it's freezing.
That's a downside around our neck of the woods here in the Midwest with Halloween. It's typically either 30 degrees, raining, or every 10 years you get like a 60-degree Halloween night. But other than that, it's typically like it starts winter early on Halloween, and you're like I said, you're earning that candy, kids.
You are.
Yeah. So
No, go ahead.
No, this next picture is not of you. This is one you added into this email thread. It is an Adam picture, but not you, Adam.
Yeah. Did you want to save that though?
Do we show this or not?
I kind of want to save that.
Should we give a warning?
You could do it.
We already showed some of my
I wanted
pictures.
to combine that with your tiger.
You have the tiger picture?
I said
Red
it.
Baron costume looked like a Christmas Story kid who stuck his tongue out to the pole.
It kind of did. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Go for it. Yeah, just pull it up.
Can we just
real
pull
quick.
that up
Yeah,
next?
Sure.
All right. So I'm gonna give a warning real quick before you clicked over.
Nudity.
You may think you're seeing something, but you're not.
Oh my!
Anyway.
I love that.
Okay, so this was clearly not the 80s or 90s because I'm clearly in like my early 20s here. But one year we had a bunch of friends over in Halloween costume, and I tried to find the closest color, like Spanx or shorts, to my skin color as possible, and I as Adam, from Adam and Eve, the Bible. And it was one of
please.
It was one of the best. It was one of the best costumes ever, just because the entire night, people would walk by me and they'd be like, "Whoa." And then they look close and realize I am actually wearing shorts, but
eyes up here, eyes up here.
So close to my skin color that the entire night everyone's like, "I really thought you were naked at first. I just really thought you were naked." It wasn't even, and if I remember, I had pantyhose over that too. So my entire legs were actually covered, so that would the illusion even more. So there was less obviousness of where.
I want to point out that you're committed to the role because you're barefoot.
Yeah,
that had to be uncomfortable.
It was the year after this. I thought it was so much fun that
somehow he wanted to repurpose the leggings.
Yep.
One of the
unlucky eyeballs.
I asked my friends to be Eve, but
how dare
she liked the idea at first and then showed up as not Eve. No, I had much fun with the costume that I went the next year to the KU campus on Halloween night and walked around.
Strategy?
Oh, it was a terrible idea because it was 30 degrees And I walked around for hours like this and was so sick I have ever been for the next week after that.
I know we need to hurry up and move on, but I just want to point out that not only did Jordan repurpose that outfit the next year and just put tiger stripes on himself and then put a tiger ears, and the picture was this. I'm not sure why you wanted to repurpose the leggings.
No, okay.
No, it's okay. It was more just funny. Mom's boots. We got snow boots here. So you had to use that. I just want to be a pirate, and apparently pirates have samurai swords.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. Samurai sword's cool.
I mean, you had the parrot.
Yeah, I did.
Is that Mom's blouse? Or
it is definitely Mom's blouse.
Maybe the pirate stole a sword from a samurai.
Yeah. I love it.
There you go.
Well done. Very creative.
Then we have Captain Hook.
Okay, the poses.
Sassy.
Yeah. I of course.
Very sassy.
I've been an idiot since a kid, obviously, to just do stupid stuff, and I can't take serious pictures. So
I was about to say, you have a very default pose mechanism.
Can we appreciate the curtains and carpet that are in these pictures?
Yeah, I was about to say golden curtain. Like, are you on a game show set?
One of my favorite now.
Is there a prize behind the curtains?
There's not. Just a window, but that's those curtains. I'm pretty sure they're still there.
Okay.
At my parents. I'm not kidding. I think they're still up.
Carl coming in with the dad jokes. What's a pirate's favorite letter?
R. There it is. Hey-o. Yeah, you can back up.
Hold on, that's on a different email, I believe.
Yeah. It's on the next one.
Is it on the
there it is.
Freaking TikTok. Is it one of these?
Yeah.
TikTok.
So, anyways, this is the same year, which is awesome. But
Mario and Luigi.
I just threw up my brothers, Mario and Luigi.
There you go.
Once again, Mom put that together. Pretty impressive.
She did a good job.
Yeah. So then,
I mean, it looks like the Mario Brothers Super Show with Lou Albano.
It really does.
It's spot on.
Wait,
is that a tie for the belt on Luigi? A necktie? Because that's what it looks like.
It is. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
So then I was Link, and this was my favorite costume of all time. It's the next picture, but I was Link from Zelda.
Oh yeah,
nice. Really good job.
Costume. I just remember I was just so happy. Those boots are massive, by the way. Those are definitely.
Yeah, I was about to say that looks like it's past your knees.
It is.
Those are thigh high boots.
Yeah, it is.
Oh well, thank you, Luigi. Oh, good stuff. But yeah, that was the default photo spot, was in front of the curtains.
It really was. Yeah.
Are those curtains still there? Someone wants.
That's a big window.
They're still there.
Big window. Yeah,
dude, my mom is such a.
I bet those curtains are heavy.
Yeah,
I bet they're heavy as hell.
Yep.
They
look like they're velour. Nice.
Where is this? Because I've been to your mom's house many times.
Right when you walk in the door. On the right.
Right, like where this is now.
Yep.
I guess it's the office
How
now.
Did you miss those curtains?
I've just never noticed those curtains before. I mean, that's where her office is. It's not like somewhere we've gone and hung out very
also
often.
the same blinds as well. Those have not changed.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It's a time capsule.
Uh-huh.
All right. You guys ready to do a giveaway? Or is
there
pictures?
Let's do it.
All right. So again, remind the people, what are they playing for? What are we doing here?
You're playing for a $50 Amazon gift card.
So
it's 50? You said 25 earlier. Is it?
Well, I meant 50 then. So we're doing 50. Yeah.
All right. So
I said 25 times 2.
Oh, okay, there you go.
No.
So Doug, I believe you have like a question first.
Yeah. So
trivia.
we got some trivia questions. So here's how it works, folks in the chat. I'll ask you a trivia question. First one to type the answer gets to choose from one of those 3 buckets. Whatever one you choose, you get the prize or the trick, if you will. So
They
a
might
trick
have
or
a
treat.
trick.
Yeah, might have a
treat.
prize, might have a trick. So you've got obviously a 1 in 3 chance of getting something good, and we'll see how it goes. So let me read this comment from Carl real quick. It says, I started playing that Ghostbusters Unleashed game and someone made Luigi as a character in the game. Well, then someone's after my heart, because that sounds like a perfect continuation. All right. So the trivia question.
That would be kind of sweet.
First one. So all you have to do is type in the answer. I don't care if you know it or you Google it, whatever, but the first one to answer it gets to choose. So if you don't want to play, don't answer the question. But trivia question is, are pumpkins a fruit or a vegetable? Fruit or a vegetable?
It's a good question.
Yeah. So Majin got it first.
Oh.
Looks like, at least that's what I see on my side.
It is a fruit?
Yes.
Oh, I really thought it was a vegetable.
Yeah. It's a tricky one. Yeah.
I really thought it was.
Yeah.
All right. So Majin, you got it first. You get to pick.
So, Majin, let us know. Do you want
number
jack-o'-lantern?
This is one.
Okay, yeah. One.
Or you can just put jack-o'-lantern, boo, or blank.
Or you just do 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, that'd be easier.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Okay.
So which prize do you want to go with, or which door/bucket you gonna go with? Bucket 3.
Bucket 3.
Well,
okay. What do we have
You're
in
in
bucket
luck
3?
because you have won an almost used thing of chafing cream.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's first of all, that's Lotrimin Ultra, and I know that all too well because that is one of the only things you can buy over the counter that kills ringworms.
Or crotch itch.
Yeah, or crotch itch. But yeah, it kills ringworm. It does exceptionally well. So congratulations, Majin. You got that amazing prize.
There's at least left for 2 more uses.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It works really well in the tape. Margin.
So
All
excited.
Right. No,
so excited.
All right, we're gonna mix them up.
Hold on. Yeah. We're gonna mix these up.
Mike says, Clark, that's the gift that keeps on giving.
Man, it's the best Christmas movie.
Yeah. Paul says he's bringing my kids to Missouri to trick or treat. There you go.
Awesome. Do it.
You may or may not get some meth in your kid's bag because that is what we are known for. Number one outsourcing product of Missouri is meth. So keep that in mind. It's a practical showcase. Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
we are ready to go.
All right. So
we have mixed stuff up. So
all right. So
it's not like we're taking it out.
So same rules apply. You just type the answer into the chat. First one to answer it gets the choice and the opportunity to pick a bucket. Yeah.
Yep. Here we go.
Show me your meth state. Yes. All right. So this question is, what was the year Bobby Pickett's Monster Mash song was released? You know, he did the Monster Mash. Yeah, it was a graveyard smash. What year did that come out? What year did Monster Mash come out? So Mike says 1956. MSU Rich says 1964. So far, no right answers. You guys are below and above it. Rigor Mortis says 1958. Tilting T, you are correct. 1962 is the correct answer. So
very
Tilting
nice.
T, let us know, which bucket do you want? 1, 2, or 3? One, two, or 3.
Choose wisely.
Mm-hmm. Majin says pick 3.
Well,
let's see. He did go with 3, so he's gonna listen to the
You're
audience. He's listening to the audience. Oh,
we have a used toilet paper roll, and I believe Jordan is the only one that has used this toilet paper. Am I not mistaken?
I didn't really use the roll.
This is your main
I
crap.
was about to say, he didn't wipe with the roll, which is
That's true. This is your main crap area that this came from, correct?
Yes, from
all right. So touched by Jordan himself, and now me. There is a little to do left over that you might be able to get one wipe out of. There you go.
All right. So
here we go.
We're keeping that out.
Yep. So
Oh,
we
yeah,
got
that's true.
two tricks in a row.
Trust me, we'll get it.
All right. So this one for sure, I'm expecting people to Google because they're not going to be Shakespeare nerds. But where does the phrase "double double, toil and trouble" originate from? It is a Shakespearean work. I'll give you a hint. Shakespearean work.
Just go grab it.
Where did double double, toil and trouble first come from?
This is almost tempting.
Type the answer. And hey, all right. So, Majin, you are correct. It is Macbeth. And so you have a chance to redeem yourself here. So, for
Click
those
on the draw.
not aware, it was Majin who won the Lotrimin Ultra.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see if he can
maybe
do
he'll
any
get
better
some-
or worse than Locherman Ultra. So
There's-
which
I mean, I
which
think
bucket
there's
do you
some
want?
worse than that too.
Oh
so-
my. Oh my.
1, 2, or 3.
I love it.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, because he's gonna go with bucket
We
number
finally
3.
got another trick.
Oh.
Listen, guys, this one's special. Jordan has about 50 cans of Red Bull down here, but this one's special because
It was
we put
sitting right
in.
here.
Yes. So
It was proximity.
it still has a
it
very
was
strong
available.
Red Bull
Yeah.
smell.
It does actually.
All right.
All right. While they rearrange, here is the next trivia question. And I promise there actually is a prize. You guys are just picking the worst ones, unfortunately. What was the original name of the movie Beetlejuice? What was the working title for the name? Excuse me, the movie Beetlejuice.
I know, but I found it in a parking lot somewhere. I don't even know if it works.
As they do, I turn in my old prize. No, you can keep that. You can keep them both. You can keep them both. But what was the original title for Beetlejuice? Anybody know? See how quick your Googling are. Survey says.
Roger can do a third one. That's impressive. Third win. Maja, how's your internet speed? Because it's looking pretty good right about now.
Yeah.
Where your typing skills?
Oh, nope. We got a new winner. We got Mike.
Nice.
House Ghost or House of Ghosts. We'll take that. Close enough. So, Mike, let us know which bucket you want to get. Just gonna say, statistically speaking, 3 hasn't been great. But that's not to say that the prize couldn't still be in 3. I'm just saying everybody's picked 3 so far and everybody's struck out.
We have shifted it every time.
Oh, well, there you go. So
number 1.
Mike
number
says
one.
number.
Mike says number 1.
Mike?
You got
You are the winner,
the
Mike.
winner.
Mike, you are the winner.
Hey, congratulations.
Mike, you may be disappointed with that $50 Amazon gift card,
It
but
was
don't
50?
worry. Yes. We do have also a used Apple, but it was from your daughter today,
Yep,
correct?
for about an hour
Okay.
ago. Yep.
I was about to say,
It was
it's
right
not
before the
completely
stream.
brown.
No,
Yeah.
It's
No, this
slightly
was just
fresh.
She was down here in the studio. I was working, sitting with me,
Yeah.
eating an apple that she
Can we do
apparently
next day
decided
shipping?
needed to stay on my desk.
Next day shipping?
Yeah.
So, Mike, if you'd rather, let us know.
Yeah, you get apple instead.
We also have a used Q-tip. And
Ooh.
once again, the other end still is good. Up
Yeah,
to you,
so
Mike. Up to you.
50-50.
I really wanted to put this in there as an option, but Adam said no because he was like, someone might actually want it, which I actually would have thought it would have been fun. But this is a Sonic Classic DS game.
Yeah, why not?
Well, here's the thing. I found this in a parking lot somewhere with like
AKA
dirt
stole
and
it out
stuff.
of a kid's bag.
No, it was literally sitting
Gold
in
mine.
it was a gravel parking lot in the middle of nowhere.
That's a score. That's a win.
I was like, this has probably been here for so long. Like, no kid's coming back to this gravel parking lot knowing
Probably
that
not.
it just and it was so dirty. I'm like, this hasn't just been here for like an hour.
Chances are it does one.
I have
but,
not tried it, so I don't know if it works because it was pretty gross when I found it.
You said.
Yeah. So Tilting T wants to know, hey Mike, want to trade? Mine is set used. So there you
All
go.
right.
I mean,
Mike, if you can, if you can, follow us on Twitter because if this doesn't work, this is the easiest way. Follow us on Twitter if you can. Send us a private message.
If you don't have Twitter, then do Instagram.
Yeah.
That'll work.
How do we do it to make sure this was actually them last time? Oh, I know how. We're going to give you instructions on that private message to actually verify that that is you. We have a way that we do this to make sure we don't get trolls.
Yeah, because last time we did a giveaway on our channel,
no
the
worries.
winner just
We get trolls.
suddenly there were 5 more accounts that existed on YouTube
Mike,
with
if
the
you
same
can,
winner,
Complete Geek
winner's
TV,
name and
Twitter,
and
private
picture
message. We'll
trying
tell you
to
what to
claim
do.
it
We'll
was
get
them.
that sent over to you.
yep.
Congrats, Mike.
Carl says you found it like you were in an actual video game. Yep.
Yeah.
It was hidden behind a wall that was slightly discolored, and you just put your bomb there, and boom, that's how you got it. All right, so that does it for the giveaway. Again, congrats to Mike for that. First of all, I got to ask you guys, trick or treating. When was the last time you trick or treated? Do you remember when you stopped? Do you remember what age, or is it just one of those things that fades into the yesterday?
That's funny that you think I stopped.
Yeah.
I still technically go. It's just that now I bring my kid with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So are you doing the neighborhood thing still? Like you get the car, drive around?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
We definitely. I mean, our kids are still very, very, very young, so it's not a send them out and let them go situation yet. Because don't really want a 3-year-old walking.
Yeah,
with
you're
a 3-year-old and a 4-year-old just by themselves. That's probably as much as we said how we appreciated our parents let us go by ourselves. I don't think they did that young.
I feel like I did it till at least longer than I probably should have. Maybe it was 19 or 20, and then obviously there was a long stop.
Yeah.
And then I don't even know if I went that long. I know for sure that I did it when I was 16.
I was gonna say
But
I feel
then
like
started
I
again
remember
here with my son.
Remember like my freshman or sophomore year in high school, still going to my cousin's house and walking around. But I feel like I remember we both made it pretty clear that like we didn't need candy. Like we were just kind of just wanted to go for the sake of hanging out and going, you know, like because at that point it was like, let the kids have candy. We can go buy our own candy if we really want some.
Yeah. Mike, to answer your question, their Twitter is @CompleteGeekTV. So just their handle right there you see on the screen. Just put the @ behind it and you'll be good to go. So Double Down says 6th grade is when he stopped. Who likes trick-or-treating at night? This guy, for sure.
Yeah.
It's a requirement, if you ask me. Rigor Mortis is 1981 is when they stopped. Carl says, I trick-or-treat with my kids and I still love it, except I use my car to make sure they're safe, but I do notice the neighborhood isn't scared of going out and walking around, and that is good.
Yeah.
See, I love to hear that because to me, it just seems like that gets smaller and smaller each year. Like we've lived in this house for 8 years. The first year we were here, we had 100 people knock on the door, ring the bell, kids we counted. So tons of candy. Last year, first year since pandemic and people coming back out and things being normal again, we had 2.
Wow.
Like my neighborhood didn't all of a sudden turn into, a crack den or anything like that. I live in a nice quiet cul-de-sac that's in a affluent neighborhood around the corner. 2. So in a matter of 10 years, we went from tons and tons of kids to next to none. So like it's just the thing. I think trunk or treating is where kids have
Our
went
neighborhood
to.
seemed to have quite a few kids
just-
out last year, so I'm hoping this neighborhood stays very Halloween friendly, and as our kids get older, like it's just more and more.
Sorry, Doug, did you want to add anything to that real quick before I throw something out there before we end this? But
I was just gonna say the last year I remember, I think it was like 14. Like I was clearly still too old to do it, but like I was like, I don't care. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, jokingly. Like there was a stretch from like I want to say 95 through 97. So 95, 96, 97. I was basically the same thing. I was the Crow, but if people didn't know who the Crow was, I just said I was Sting. Because he was doing the Crow gimmick. So I did that like 3 years running just because it was easy, and I, for whatever reason, bought an abundance of face paint that I didn't want to let go to waste. So I just reused it year after year. But yeah, 14, I think, is when I stopped trick-or-treating.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I said, my cousin and I would like still hang out or dress up and like walk around the neighborhood, but didn't like make it a point to like trick or treat. I think the last time I remember like really trick or treating, I went as Neo from the Matrix, so that would have had to have been around like. But I think I went two years in a row as Neo, so it was probably around year 2000.
Yeah,
or so.
Right.
And I would have been like, 13 or 14 then. Yeah, so.
I know we're going to need to get off here quickly, but I wanted to end with this because it's something I wanted fun to talk about. Try not to make this too long, but I just remember one of my last real years of trick-or-treating. I was like, this year's going to be awesome. We thought to ourselves, we're going to make the front porch of the house, my cousin's house, full of fog, and then we were going to scare people, and then we were going to go like trick-or-treat, and we're like, well, how do we get fog? We can't buy a fog machine, so we'll go get dry ice. So dry ice, we put it all in this bucket. We're like, this is gonna be awesome. And like literally, this much fog was coming out.
I was about to say, you don't understand just how much dry ice you need.
No, it was just the biggest. Like, well, that's here, I guess. And
that's another sign of the times too. The fact that people would sell you dry ice. versus
true.
if you were a child today going into a store trying to buy dry ice, you for sure should be turned away. Absolutely have an eyebrow raised at the very least.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, can I share one thing just real quick?
Go for it.
So Adam and I have talked about this again since we live next door to each other. We've talked over the last few years about doing something in our neighborhood between our houses. So as kids are walking from like his house to mine or mine to his, they have to walk through something. And I kind of wanted to do something where like
a fun house. Or
yeah, well,
house,
like it's like creepy, but nothing actually ever happens. But there's just so much fog you can't see. And like to go up to our door, since I'm usually at his house or he's at mine, whoever's not home, like to their door, you just can't even see, and there'll still be the bucket. They can grab a piece of candy and wait like a good 3 or 4 years, like play it for a long time. Never have anything ever scare anyone. And then after like a few years, when the neighborhood is used to it, and they're like, oh, they just decorate that for fun. Hide in there and scare the crap out of every kid that walks through like years later. So they're all like used to it. Like, oh yeah, they do this every year. It's just to look cool. And then just without expecting it, just terrify everyone.
Rigor mortis here basically just uncovered Tom Cruise's master plan to get candy. Minus the 30 part. It says, if you're 30 and short, throw on a mask. No one will ever know.
It's true.
Yeah.
I'm pretty short.
And this sounds like an awesome pairing right here. It says, Nigo says, my son and I are going as Beavis and Butthead. So I would love to see that. Absolutely love to see that. Think that if you're trick-or-treating as a teenager that you have to wear a costume because it's weird giving candy to kids that don't. Yeah, like I don't care if you're 30. Literally, if you show up to my house, you're wearing a costume. I don't care if you're 30, 15, 5, whatever. I'll give you candy. You did your job. You played the role. You played the part. If you show up in sweats and a t-shirt and just say, I'm a dropout or something like that, it's like, no, sorry.
Yeah.
You're gonna give me a little more. Give me a little more. But I don't care. Like, I'm not gonna give aren't you a little too? Like, I don't care, man. That's awesome. Good for you.
Have fun.
That's true. I'm the same way. I just want people to have a good time.
Paul says, I dress up and give out candy while my kids go around the neighborhood. When I stopped trick-or-treating, what I did was essentially I would every year rake the leaves in the front yard and then hide in the leaves and scare the crap out of people.
That's awesome.
And of course,
that's a great idea.
That was fun. That's what I did from 15 throughout the rest of high school. Was I would scare the kids unless I was because I could see it through the leaves. I'm like, crap, those kids are too small. I don't want to
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, these are prime real estate, and jump out of the leaves and scare the bejesus out of people. I'm like, you get some extra candy as your heart is palpitating. But any final thoughts of trick-or-treating / Halloween in the 80s? And we already know it was better. I mean, it's not even up for debate. It was plain and simple.
I'll say one of my favorite memories was I used to always watch the Munsters on repeat with my dad on Halloween night and through Halloween day. There's always some channel that would have it on. So to this day, I still Peacock has it on there. So I'll usually I noticed here, so I turned it on and just let it play. It's a great show.
Yeah,
you watch a repeat. You watch it again and just sit there for 8 hours, loop it.
That's a show. There's a bunch of episodes.
I know, all day. Is it all day?
Yeah,
nice.
There's a lot of episodes. You can watch quite a bit.
That's awesome.
Yeah, good stuff.
That is awesome.
Halloween staples for me is every year now we hand out candy. Assuming somebody comes, I might end up with another massive bowl of candy that I'm having to eat myself, but oh well. But we typically just hang around the house, wait for trick-or-treaters to start, and we watch things like Hocus Pocus, Ernest Scared Stupid, Beetlejuice, just classic movies like that. Kind of set us in the mood, get us in the vibe. But that's what we'll be doing this year. No Great Pumpkin, unfortunately, because of the Apple, they bought the rights to it or whatever. You can't watch it on TV. It is kind of a bummer. That was another thing that I always
wait, Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie Brown. Apple owns the rights to it, and they won't. I mean, you're not going to see it on ABC, NBC, Fox, or anything like that.
Thank goodness I bought it.
I was going to say we own it.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Yeah. But that is my plans for this Halloween, and until my kid gets old enough, and then when he is old enough, I'll kick his butt out the door and say, "Hey,
you go get candy now.
You go get candy," and then I'm going to introduce him to the dad tax, where I'm checking the candy for safe.
Yeah, you're going to steal all those Mary Janes, aren't you? The Mary Jane.
Going straight for the good stuff.
Yeah.
But like we mentioned, no episode next week because it is Halloween. So hopefully you guys all have a fun, safe, happy Halloween out there. Have fun. It is on a Monday, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Enjoy the holiday regardless.
Yeah.
And any closing thoughts?
No, just go watch
Just
Ghostbusters.
happy
go
Halloween.
watch,
Have some fun.
Some,
Yeah.
some good movies. Have a good time. You know,
All
just
right.
have fun. That's it.
Same.
Yeah.
That wraps it up for this episode. We'll see you in 2 weeks' time with another new episode of We Grew Up Better with a new topic. Till next time, guys. Have a good one.
Have a good one, guys.
See ya.